Hey there, my homeowners in Fulton County, Georgia and the Atlanta area who live in their primary residence. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing the top 7 homestead exemptions you will find in the Atlanta-Fulton County area. With these tax exemptions, you'll be able to save money on your property taxes on an annual basis. In total, Fulton County offers 16 homestead exemptions, but in today's video, we're going to talk about those top 7. And if you do have any questions about these exemptions as we go through the video or anything, don't hesitate to comment those below the video and I'll be more than happy to get you the answers. It's my privilege to have been a real estate expert in the Fulton County, Atlanta area since 2005 and to serve so many families in our community. I hope you find this information extremely valuable, and if you do, please consider sharing the video and or subscribing to my channel to find out what the latest is going on in Atlanta and its beautiful real estate landscape. And be sure you stay tuned to the end of the video to find out what the #1 and the largest homestead exemption is for all Atlanta Fulton County property owners who are in their primary residence. Throughout this video, you'll find multiple ways that may be extremely beneficial to your tax situation and to your pocketbook. Now, the first thing that may come to your mind is, what exactly is a homestead exemption and how does it apply to my Fulton County and Atlanta area property tax bill? First, I'll explain a little bit about what those homestead exemptions are, then I'll go through those top 7 exemptions and basically how each one of them works. By the end of this video, you'll know the best options for you and how they actually apply to your property taxes and save you money when they are filed. According to the Fulton County Board of Assessors, homestead exemptions are the legal provision that helps you reduce the amount of property taxes on homeowner-occupied homes. This must be your primary residence. Applications can be filed year-round, but they must be submitted on or before April the 1st in order to apply for the current tax year. Applications received after April the 1st will be applied to the following tax year. The homes must be your primary legal residence for all intents and purposes, including the registration of your vehicles and filing your federal and Georgia income tax returns. It's important to note that if you're currently claiming homestead exemption elsewhere, you must notify the appropriate authority and have the exemption removed on the home that's not your primary residence. Exemptions are not granted on rental properties, vacant land, or on more than any one property in any state in the union. Once those homestead exemptions are filed, they'll renew themselves automatically each year with one exception, and that's the low income exception, which the law requires must be renewed every 2 years. Now keep in mind that renewal continues as long as the homeowner continually occupies the property under the same ownership. If that deed changes for any reason, the exemption will automatically be removed and you'll need to refile that homestead exemption for the property in the filing year. So now let's start with those top 7 possible exemptions for your property in the Fulton County and Atlanta area. We'll start at the bottom of the list, which are mostly for seniors, and we'll work our way up to the top. So be sure that you stay tuned to the end to find out what that largest tax exemption is for all homeowners in their primary residence in the Fulton County, Atlanta area. But first, let's start with number 7, and it's the Fulton County $10,000 exemption. To be eligible for this exemption, you must meet the following requirements. You must be 65 or older or disabled on January 1st of the year of the application. The applicant and the spouse's total income on their 1040 federal tax income report must, for the preceding year, cannot exceed the maximum a husband and wife can receive under Social Security in that given year. Now that is adjusted annually for inflation. This exemption applies to Fulton operating and special service districts for the Fulton residents. So that may mean it may not be eligible for every single neighborhood, and you'll need to check with the Fulton County Board of Assessors to make sure you are in fact eligible. But now let's look at number 6. This exemption is specifically for senior citizens again, and it's called the freeze for senior citizens. And it's basically a freeze on your taxes as time goes on, so that they stay much like the previous year. Of course, here again, you must be 65 or older on January the 1st, and the applicant and spouse's combined federal adjusted gross income for that previous taxable year cannot exceed $39,000. And this exemption applies to the Atlanta Operating, Atlanta Bond, Atlanta Parks, and the Fulton Bond District. This tax relief program freezes the value of your residential property based on that previous year's value, and it stays frozen as long as you are the primary resident of that eligible resident. The number 5 on the list is the $4,000 Fulton County exemption. And this again applies to those senior citizens who are 65 or older on January 1st of the applied year. Their Georgia net tax income, that's tax income for the previous year, can also not exceed $10,000. This applies to all Fulton ad valorem levies in the amount of $4,000 or more. Now the number 4 exemption applies to those Atlanta city schools, and it's a $25,000 exemption for those seniors who don't have children in the Atlanta Fulton school systems. This is much like the other exemptions. This one does require that you meet that 65 year of age requirement on January the 1st, and you must be a legal resident within the city of Atlanta. Also, your Georgia taxable net income for the preceding year cannot exceed $40,000. And this does again apply to those Atlanta operating, Atlanta parks, and it's in the amount of a total of $40,000. Now keep in mind that's $40,000 off the value of your home, not 40 grand off your tax bill. Number 3 is a statewide tax exemption, and this gives you a tax break up to $35,000 off your property value and applies to any school system within the state, but you must be that resident of that Fulton County, Atlanta district, and you must, or your children must attend in that other school district. Now, the number 2 exemption, which does apply to statewide school taxes again, is for those folks who do not have children and they're over the age of 62. So not that 65 year requirement, but 62 years old. In this one, your Georgia tax income cannot exceed $10,000. And this exemption applies to city school bonds in the amount of $10,000. So that means another 10 grand you can take off your taxes, but it applies to those city school. And it applies specifically to Fulton operating and Fulton school bonds, and no more than $10,000. And now, for the number 1 and largest exemption that can apply to all Fulton County primary residence homeowners. This is your basic homestead exemption, and there's no age requirement on this at all. And this is for folks who reside in their primary residence and actually reside within the city of Atlanta. To be eligible for this, you must be a legal resident within the city of Atlanta. You must also own and occupy your home on January 1st of the year which you're applying to. This takes an additional $30,000 exemption off those Fulton operating and Atlanta general schools and parks assessments. So there's your top 7 Fulton County and City of Atlanta tax exemptions. I truly hope this video has been of value to you and is giving you some good insight into what the various tax incentives are that you can apply for on your property in the Atlanta and Fulton County area. And most all of these can be done online. Of course, if you do have any questions about these 7 or any of the others, please don't hesitate to reach out to me anytime by way of commenting below this video or texting or calling me anytime. You know, navigating the property taxes and the districts can be quite complicated. You can also find a lot of this information located on the Fulton Tax Assessor's website. I get calls all the time for people looking to buy and sell their homes within the city of Atlanta, Fulton, Cobb, DeKalb, and Gwinnett counties. And if you do have any questions about homes in these areas, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, as I do consider it a tremendous privilege to be your real estate agent in the Atlanta area. And don't forget, I have resources outside of Atlanta and all across the United States. Whether you're looking to buy or sell real estate here or anywhere in the country, I can connect you with the very best professionals, and I am happy to do that because I want your real estate experience to be the best it can possibly be. Thank you again for tuning into this video today, and I greatly appreciate it. And if you did find any of this of value, please consider sharing the video or consider subscribing to my channel and clicking that little bell button to be notified when those new videos come out. I post new stuff all the time. Also, be sure you stay tuned to the next video that pops up on your screen, because I picked it specifically for you based on your interest in this video. Thank you so much, and until next time, have a wonderful day.